T stands for turn up that customer conversation. You know, I say either people are talking about you or talking about you. Which one would you prefer? Right? You want them talking about you. Well, people are talking about you. They're talking about you on YouTube. They're talking about you on Yelp, and everybody's familiar with Yelp. Yelp.com is a way to find local businesses. It's a directory, but I would definitely create a profile. It is free to do that right now for business owners. Create a profile on Yelp and then send testimonials, people to provide testimonials about your business on Yelp. Facebook, of course, they're Twittering. If any of you have seen the Dave Carroll YouTube video, well, Dave Carroll, I want to share a story with you. Dave Carroll is a musician, and he was traveling on United Airlines with his band to go to a gig. Well, as they're sitting on the tarmac ready to take off, they're looking out the window and they notice that the baggage handlers are throwing around the guitars. So Dave Carroll immediately flags down a flight attendant and says, "Hey, they're throwing around our guitars. Something's going to get broken." Well, she couldn't handle it at that time because they're ready to take off. Well, when they arrive, of course, their bags are opened and his guitar is broken. And he's going to a gig, right? So Dave Carroll, over the next few days, contacts United Airlines and says, "Hey, you guys broke my guitar." And United Airlines wouldn't compensate him for it, for whatever reason. So David, being the musician that he is, decided to create a song. And the title of that song was United Breaks Guitars, seen by over 6 million views on the first issue of that video. 6 million people saw that United Breaks Guitars. Now, is that kind of word of mouth marketing we want? Absolutely not. Could have United Airlines handled it differently? Absolutely. But it goes to show us that when we don't respond properly to our clients and customers in a fair way, that they will be out there on the internet sharing that bad news, and we don't want to have that happen if we can avoid it at all. Here's something important to realize. There was a Cone study in 2008 that said this about your customers. 85% of social media users believe a company should be present on the internet and actually involving themselves in social media. 85% of social media users, that's big. That means that you need to be paying attention, and that's why you're here today, to learn more about how social media is really going to engage your customers and allow you to have a voice and give them a voice back at you. Comcast, they're an internet provider back east. Have any of you heard of Comcast? They also got kind of blindsided too, because some unhappy Comcast members actually created a website, and it was called Comcast Must Die. Yeah, so that's what actually started Comcast and Frank Eliason to create a team of about 14 people that monitor Twitters and Facebook comments and Yelp, and they're 14 people that work for Comcast, that's their sole job, is to monitor the conversations. Now, that's obviously a bigger company, but bring it and scale it down to your company. Are you making sure that you're monitoring the things that are being said about you and actually creating conversations with your customers, because you want that feedback? Now, there are several consumer sites. Yelp, of course, we just mentioned, very highly recommend you get on Yelp. But there's also a company called Measured Up, and they rate you based on happy, sad faces, all right? But here's something interesting that Measured Up does that I don't think any of the other customer sites do. Below you see a little statement that says customer service, New York City. That's a tweet from Twitter. And every time Measured Up receives a complaint about a company, they tweet it out to cyberspace. In fact, this one says that Delta Airlines had a complaint, and they're asking a customer service representative to respond to it. Can you imagine if you go on Twitter and look up, Delta Airlines, and all of a sudden you have a list of Measured Up complaints or reviews? That's pretty powerful today. Think about how our technology has changed and allowed our customers to be paying attention, asking us to pay more attention to them. All right. Part of turning up that conversation is also the customers want to give you feedback. How hard is it for me to give you feedback when you look at your business and you look at your business and Joey looks at your business? Some of us make it so hard that they're part of that 96% that just go away. Feedback is opportunity for you to get it right. So ask for it. And whether it's a phone call, whether it's a survey form at the end of a restaurant experience, you name it, get that feedback. You want to get that feedback from your customers. Chick-fil-A does it through surveys with their customers. And Chick-fil-A's actually been able to identify 4 different values that their clients actually expect from their service. Anybody eat at Chick-fil-A? Oh, love that stuff. Okay. Well, because of the surveys that they do, their goal is to find holes in their service delivery and make sure that all their stores are operating on the same basis. So here's what Chick-fil-A's found out about their 4 things that their customers value. First of all, they value taste, they value speed, they value attentiveness, and this is odd, they value courteousness. Turn your customer conversation up through video. You heard that video is very critical today in being able to give people another experience, because when they can see it, hear it, it's a whole different message. So find ways to educate your clients and customers through video, through the publications that you write, white papers, ebooks, and then of course in-house events. And as a restaurant owner, you could easily do in-house events. And do you do that, Bob? Do you do any kind of in-house events where you're driving people to your restaurant for perhaps a contest? And Fat Burger does this great contest every year. What they do is they pack, they have people sign up to eat the most hamburgers, and they videotape it, and people can't wait to win that t-shirt, this beautiful t-shirt that says Fat Burger on it. This is crazy, but this is what makes people excited. And the videos are posted on YouTube, and everybody knows about Fat Burger's contests, all right? So find a way to create the unexpected, extraordinary.